You're listening to the Ribeye Radio Show.
Good afternoon, guys. We are back.
Yes, we're looking forward to this 4th of July weekend coming up. We've got a lot of events around the area, and so we're going to talk about what's new and what's going on in the world.
What's new in the association this week? Really big news, Ken.
Yes, it's a great gift from our friends at Kingsford. Brett's been working with them about a little summer promotion for our members. So why don't you tell everyone what you got going?
Kingsford has generously donated a $5,000 check to one of our members. So the way it's going to work is I've sent an email to all members. So if you go online, check your email, you just click on that, and then all you have to enter is your first name, last name, and your email address, and that will register you for the deal. You can only enter once. They've got a database that it's collecting. They're going to verify that you are indeed a member. It'll check that your membership is current, so make sure you're current on your memberships. And somebody is going to win $5,000 from Kingsford and SCA. They're going to give it away at the end of July, Ken.
That's great.
Isn't that crazy?
So will they have to do a reply to the email, or what action do they need to take?
Just click on the picture, and that'll take you to their website.
Okay.
And it's just for SCA members, so it'll click on there, and then you put in your first name, last name, and email, and you're done.
$5,000 to hit click, huh?
What other organization does that?
Wow.
None.
Good job. Thank you for brokering that.
Kingsford. So we're excited about that. Hopefully, can't wait to announce who wins that thing. We'll find out at the end of next month. And also, how about our new name? Logo, Kenny. I like it.
Beautiful logo. It's kind of retro. It kind of reminded me of the old Boston album cover. I love it. The SCA World Championship.
We've got a lot of feedback from different cookers about the World Championship name, the SCA World Championship, and they love the name, and I love the name. I think it is. I mean, this is our World Championship.
Yes, since we have teams coming from around the world, I'm very excited about it. So good job on the logo. Who's the logo guy that designs those?
Patrick Carlson at barbecuelogos.com does all our graphics work, and he's the one I said, man, I want something with a world, maybe some flames, and first shot, this is what he sent me. I'm like, done.
What's he charge you, $500 for that?
No, I think he's like $100.
$100.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I may have got a little better price because he does a lot of our work, but man, he can make a logo for a team, and he gives them a discount if they're SCA.
He's done some great work. Big shout out to him. We just had a guest here at the office.
Yes, Crazy Cowboy came by after the weekend, and be a good way to talk about the weekend too.
Yeah, and we gave him a check.
He did. Brad, for you guys who don't know, we did a benefit cook-off or a fundraiser for Brad. He's a member of SCA, and he's been diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, and this guy's fighting through it. He's got a hell of an attitude. I mean,
he's going through chemo, and he's getting ready to have some surgery to have some more tumors removed. So, a great attitude. I think that really bolstered his attitude, I guess. He's so happy. He was thrilled. You know, the energy from this weekend certainly meant a lot to him. And, just the SCA alone raised around $2,000 for him. A lot of the teams donated their prize money back.
Brian Lewis helped with he organized the Calcutta and actually ran the Calcutta for us. And then they did T-shirts. It's number 12, like the 12th man kind of thing.
Yes.
But he's a big Roger Staubach fan, so Brian put some thought into that and really did well. And I know Brad was very complimentary of it today.
The great T-shirts. What a keepsake. Brian really went above and beyond with this event, especially since Brett and I couldn't be there. It was nice to know that, a lot of folks took the bull by the horns and ran with it.
Yeah, they did a great job. My wife, Michelle Galloway, and Michelle Dang ran the event, and everything looks like they did a great job and got great compliments on them. So thank you, girls, for running an awesome event and donating your time to help, Brad's family make a little money here.
Yep, we bought steaks from Teal's Custom Meat to cook at the event. So all good.
And then where were we, Ken? God, that's
what a
the
crazy
question.
weekend. Tell them about your travel.
Thursday night I took off and went to Chicago. It just worked out better to go Wednesday night. It worked out better to go Wednesday night, and actually with flights and everything, finances, it worked better. But so I flew up Wednesday night, and then Thursday got up. I drove from Chicago to Belvedere, Illinois, and we ran a cook-off at Belvedere, and it was, man, a great.
And you did a class.
I did a class there. I'm sorry, it all blended. So I did a class, and then they did a cook-off the next day. But Thursday night was the class. It went great. Have 11 new certified judges in the area up there. And then I got up in the morning. I drove to
La Crosse,
Wisconsin. Ran the steak cook-off in La Crosse. It was about a 4-hour drive. Did that event.
Did you get some cheese curds when you were in La Crosse?
I did get some cheese curds at a gas station. And they were spectacular.
All cheese curds. That Wisconsin's known for their cheese curds.
Yeah, I don't care where you get them. They were good. So I ran that event, and then they had this cool hair band. And it was Dan Judd, me, and Goose, and old Scott Lindley and his wife, and a couple other teams. We were all out there hanging out, and they played every 80s rock song, and the singers dressed up as Kiss and whoever. But it was a great time. But then I looked at my watch, and I'm like, I got to get back to Chicago. Mm-hmm. So it was a 4.5-hour drive, and I left straight up midnight and drove straight to Chicago. Had about 10 minutes, got on the plane. And then the guy beside me was Chatty Cathy.
No sleep.
The dude saw my SCA shirt and started talking about steak. And then I got excited and started talking about steak. So I didn't get to sleep.
Meanwhile, I flew to Memphis and spent some time with Danny Kennedy there. We did a judges class at the Variety Club there in preparation for a big event they're doing later in August. We had 63 new judges attend the class.
That was awesome.
30 seconds before class started, lo and behold, there's Brett standing in front of me. So he did the all-nighter, the red eye, and was there to help me with the class. It made for great joke fodder. He was pretty tired, but
made it through the class and drove down to Atlanta.
Yeah, Alpharetta, Georgia, where we did the last installment of the PK 8 Home Depot series.
I think that event went great, don't you?
Yeah, it was a very good one. It's a beautiful place. And, hopefully next year we can expand the Home Depot PK series. Certainly Home Depot is very excited about it and, maybe bring in some sponsors and make it even bigger and better.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a great series. But that event went really well, and then we got home, so it was
flew home Sunday night, and we're back at it.
Now we're back trying to catch up. So if you notice, points didn't come out until Thursday. That's my fault, but I had to take a day off one day during the week, and just been a busy week, which is great. I mean, there's things keep happening. We're adding new events and promoters calling, so life is good.
Yep. And it's going to be a good 4th of July weekend.
This weekend we have some sponsor events, too. I don't know if the PK Grills was last weekend.
Right.
This weekend, Kingsford is donating charcoal to the 3 events in Shreveport, Edinburgh, and Shiner.
That is a nice thing for Kingsford. I wish we could find more sponsors that, donate product.
It's great for the teams.
Love our Dripping Springs. If we could get that into more markets. The fire starters.
I've got some fire starters we can take down there. And that's Diamond King fire starters. But the charcoal is going to be there. It'll be at all 3 events. It's actually already arrived, so I think there's enough for 1 bag at each of them. Edinburgh, I ordered 150 bags for Edinburgh, and when I talked to Ronnie 2 days ago, he was at 120, and he'll add another 20. I think we're going to he wants to cap it like 140.
That'll be our biggest one ever.
Yeah. As long as it's 131, we're above. Last year we break the record, so it's going to be exciting. That's a lot of teams. It's a lot of
judges' steak. Tables are you going to use?
I'm going to run 6 or 7 tables.
Wow.
It's going to be nuts. Yeah, I think we ran 6 there last year, so it's 6 tables.
I flash back to our first event where Brett and I went and cooked in Edinburgh.
It's hot.
How many years ago was that? 2011?
No, I think
12.
12, I think. We may have cooked there, and it was hot.
I went and turned in the steak, and there were about 50 steaks turned in ahead of me. They were piled up on a table, and the judges hadn't even gotten there yet.
Yeah. That was not SCA, by the way. That was pre-SCA. Yeah, it took hours for us to get judged. Now, last year when we did 128 teams, we judged every steak within 42 minutes because we ran 6 tables.
Yes.
So as soon as I could cut them, girls were running them to the tables. So those steaks were all judged hot and fresh. Now, it took Joe and I 2 hours to input all that afterwards, but we got them all judged within 42 minutes.
Well, key is getting them judged while they're fresh and hot.
Yeah. Yep, that's the goal.
Do you extend the turn-in time, or did you do 30 minutes?
Last year we didn't. Last year we did 45 minutes, and we're doing 45 minutes again this year. But I counted from the time the first one came in last year.
That sounds like a plan.
So
too bad I'll miss it. I will be in Shreveport. Miss Jan Elkins and the folks with Brookshire's and the local TV station do an amazing job. It's an all-day festival with music, lots of vendors, and it's right down there on the river. It's beautiful.
I've only been to that event once, but I remember the fireworks were killer.
Yeah.
I don't think they're Bearden, Arkansas killer, but those were like the best fireworks ever seen in Bearden.
I miss those. I'll be staying at the El Dorado Casino,
Nice.
which is one of the sponsors of the event. A beautiful facility. Hopefully I get another Royal Flush.
Hopefully you can take some of their money again. Remember that trip. All right, well, the only one we didn't mention in there was the Shiner event down there. And that one's in Shiner, Texas. That one is a fun event. It's also a barbecue as well as a steak cook-off. We've got some teams that are cooking steak on Friday in Shiner, and then they're going to head down to Edinburgh and cook steak on Saturday in Edinburgh.
Has anybody talked to you about doing the trifecta, where they're going to do all 3?
There's been a couple teams, and I think it's the Minnesota guys.
Yeah?
I've talked to them, and I believe they're the ones that are doing it. I don't know if Dan Judd is. I'll have to ask him. But I know, Johnny's not going to be able to make it, and neither is Brian and Chandra. I know they did it last year. Shauna.
Who's our new reps that are going to be running Shiner?
Shiner will be Jesse Lopez and Serena Balk. And Serena used to be a barbecue, has left the barbecue judging, and we're really excited to have her as an SCA judge. She's sharp. Jesse's a sharp guy.
Jesse knows everyone in South Texas, I think.
I'm telling you. So we're in good hands down there. I'm just going to stop by and drop off some Bloody Mary fixins for them. I think they'll be good.
A great event. So that's about it for the 4th of July. And then I come back and head out to Mason City, Iowa the following weekend. It's a first-time event.
That's right. You're going to be in Mason City. Michelle Dang's going to go to Lake Whitney. That's a great event. You want to talk about Mason City for a bit?
Sure. First-time event hosted by Leona Solly and Dick Dolan. It's in an RV park that has cabins, and it's also the city of Mason City donated the use of the park for this event. So hopefully that's going to become an annual event, and a lot of teams are signing up.
And the one in Lake Whitney, they moved it out to the country club this year. Last year it was on an old city street, and it was hot, man. I think JoJo actually got sick. We had to call a paramedic there. And so, yeah, that was a really hot event last year. But they've got some trees. It's going to be at the country club there, or the golf club.
Well, you brought up a good point that we should mention. All of these events, on July, you're on pavement. Remember to hydrate.
Pedialyte, boys.
Pedialyte. You need to drink a lot of water.
I know there's water and beer, but there's not enough to help you.
Because if you get to that point where you do, it's easy to slip past that point of no return.
Yeah.
So you really need to drink a lot of water.
Because that'll keep you down all week.
Especially if you're having a few alcoholic beverages. Make sure you stay cool. wear sunscreen.
Yeah.
Stay out of the sun and
stay away from the dermatologist.
Pace yourselves.
And we've got another event that weekend in Omaha, Nebraska, and this is the Gobs guys.
Yes, Greater Omaha Barbecue Society.
That's the only name you can seem to get right. The only other organization you seem to pronounce correctly every time.
It's because it's a northern thing.
I guess so. Well, anyway, Troy and Steve do a great job on these events up there. They're hoping for a good turnout this week. It looks like their numbers are up a bit from last time, so they run a great event.
Yes, they do. We're excited about the collaboration with their group and look forward to many more events. They're doing a big one.
Yeah, they got a big one coming up in August. But this one is at an Omaha Steaks location.
Yes.
Now, the steaks that they're getting were provided by Omaha, but these are fresh steaks. So these have never been frozen.
Yes.
These are great steaks that teams would be happy to cook.
That's the convenience of having Omaha steak right there.
Absolutely.
You know, in other parts of the country, they have to ship them frozen. So,
it's part of being close.
Yes.
All right, you want to do one more week? I think we should. Yeah, let's do one more week. On 7/14, we're have a Friday night event in Waterloo, Iowa.
Yes.
That's where my mama grew up, to believe it or not. Waterloo.
Really?
Yeah.
Ron and Dina Millhouse are the reps at that event. So they've been getting some northern events. They do a lot of barbecue, so we're excited that they're doing some steak events for us.
Then the next night, if somebody wanted to hit a double, they could hit Waterloo and then hit, it's De Pere, Wisconsin, but it's Green Bay, Wisconsin is where this one is at. And it's a Gold Ribbon Barbecue Fest of Greater Green Bay. I remember this from Jeff down at Give It to God Barbecue Guy. Went up there and sent some great pictures. It was in the parking lot of Lambeau Field last year. And they've moved it to a better place where it's not on the concrete. I mean, it's cool to be at Lambeau, but
it's hallowed ground for those cheeseheads.
Yeah, but anyway, it looks like it's going to be a great event. We're starting to push it a bit here, and we'll send that out to everybody so they can see it.
And then we will be at Tulsa for the Trip Haggart Memorial Cook-Off. It's the 3rd, and both Brett and I will be there. Trip Haggart was a great friend of ours.
Absolutely.
And it's a very special event to us. So Bill Bond is assisting us and the folks with Siggy's Meats.
Siggy's, yeah, sausage company. They have a restaurant and a sausage factory there downtown, and that's where it's going to be.
Yeah, with some extra money added to the event, so it's a good payout, and it's going to be a very good time.
It's paying top 10. First place is $1,500. What else do you want to say about that one?
And Siggy's Meats are great.
Yeah.
You know, they've always donated sausage back in the day when Tripp did his event in Tulsa, the Oklahoma State Cook-Off. They would donate the sausage to all the teams. Very good stuff.
All right. And then they're going to feed the officers the night before. They're going to do a deal where they feed all the Tulsa police officers, or a bunch of them.
Yeah, so if you want to come and assist in cooking, Joe Wilson and Bill Bond have been organizing that. It's going to be a fundraiser for the Tulsa police officer that had taken some time off.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I think that gets us up a couple of weeks ahead anyway. So we'll hit them since we're doing a week.
That's only 2 weeks.
I know. That's crazy, but that's all right. We'll do it again next week, and we'll be 2 weeks ahead again. So, rules. We have a couple. We're going to have to come up with some new rules here. The pork steak is a new category that we're going to try out at a couple places, and I'm not as familiar with this pork steak as you are.
You know,
is it a northern thing?
It's a very northern thing. The
Okay.
Midwest, pork steak is really a butt, or could be a shoulder, but they slice the whole butt anywhere from 3/4 of an inch to an inch thick. Some of it has bone in, some of it boneless, but they slice them, and so it's a big steak. So probably we haven't set the standard yet. We're going to do some experimentation, but I kind of like 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah. Wouldn't you think do it like our protein ones? We do the salmon, or we do the fajitas.
No, it's a steak. Same criteria.
Do the same thing as steak?
Absolutely. Appearance.
Doneness?
Doneness.
On pork?
Yeah. If you undercook it.
But,
you don't want to undercook it.
I like an underdone pork steak, or like thick pork chop, but some people may freak them out.
You could burn it.
Well, yeah, you could burn them. Burn the hell out of them.
Right? Could be raw. So we don't know what the doneness rule is going to be. But,
right. We'll have to have a board meeting about that.
Yes.
Is that happening in Shreveport, or where's that going to happen?
As soon as I get my bandsaw out, we make some steaks.
Cut some steaks. We'll see what happens.
Oh, it makes sense.
Yeah,
texture.
I like that.
Is it dry? Is it chewy?
Do you enjoy the texture?
Taste with the bonus score, the decimal, and then overall, what'd you think? It's big. Getting it into the box, could be problematic. So there's a few things that we've got to address.
Do you turn in half of it? Do you turn the whole one in? I mean,
whole one.
And
then you could turn in either the bone or the one without the bone.
Do half of them have bones, half don't?
Probably a third, because it's the hip bone. It's a pork bite, so you see it's the blade bone of the hip.
So it'll be up to the cooker to decide whether to leave the bone in it or not.
Yep.
I mean, you're going to cut around it anyway, but okay, that ought to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting. I can't wait. So
it's just another grilling challenge, and I'd rather see more of the grilling challenges than anything else.
We are the only sanctioning body for grilling.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to add another protein.
I'm 100% with you on that one. Excellent. All right. I just got an update from the guys in West Texas. They're adding an extra $200 to their $250 to first place. And the guy in Lake Whitney, they're adding $500 to first place. So as soon as I get that, and I will get the flyer up as soon as I get the official paperwork back.
We're getting ready to put information online about the SCA World Championship. It will be at Billy Bob's. I know there's been some press in the paper lately about some management changes at Billy Bob's, and Billy Bob's will always be there. So
it ain't
going anywhere.
We got a contract anyway.
Yep,
we're covered.
I had a few calls, people asking about that. We're in good with Billy Bob's, so
good.
Don't let that worry you.
I got some questions from guys asking if they're going to have the parking across the way for the RVs again. Remember that lot?
Yes.
Is that a yes?
That is a yes.
Okay, I didn't know what to tell them.
They would need to contact the lot owner directly, but he's very accommodating.
Okay. I had another guy say, well, if you open that lot up, teams could park over there or in this deal if we needed to for room. I think we'd have to buy the space from that guy, buy the lot, and I think that would be another issue.
It'd be a little more money.
But anyway, they can bring their RV and stay out there.
Yes.
Cool. All right, that'll make some people happy. All right, what about some upcoming stuff?
I believe that.
Events. Well, I just booked some new events. 45, so we're 23 minutes. Okay. Sticky Fingers is back. The Sticky Fingers Steak Cook-Off, that's a Friday night event in Fordyce, Arkansas. That they do 2 events in Fordyce, and both of them draw pretty well.
Uh-huh.
It seems to be the center, that area of cook-offs in Arkansas. There's a bunch in that area. I just got a message from Danny Anderson. They really enjoyed their steak cook-off in Belvedere. Andy wants to do a back-to-back in Belvedere next year. And this was I wish we had one of these around here, but it was their county fairgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
We really don't have anything like that in DFW that I know of.
No, we did that in Boone, Iowa as well.
Yeah,
what a great facility to hold an event.
It's fenced in. They got judging areas. They got showgrounds where they show the animals. He had a ton of RV hookups, but he said, Brett, over on the other side of that building, there's 182 more of them, he said.
Yeah, so Harry Vining does, Albert Lee is at a fairgrounds.
That's a good one, too, in the fairground. So he's looking at a double, which would be nice. And of course, this weekend's. There's always, I've picked up a new event I can't announce that one yet. Darn it, sorry. Anyway, we have a new event coming in North Texas that was an event in the past and is coming back.
Gosh, that is top secret. I don't even know about it.
It was a barbecue event that you and I cooked, and it kind of went away for a while. And it's coming back, and they're adding an SCA on it. I think he's talking about paying top 10. Yeah. It's going to be a really good event. Great trophies.
Good.
So, anyway.
Speaking of trophies, how's the national rankings going?
They're looking good if your name's Dan Judd. Dan Judd is in the lead.
87 points. So he is 11 points away from second place. But look who is hot on his trail. By golly.
Here's Johnny.
Here is Johnny. Wow. 76. He got a late start. He didn't do any events for almost 2 months.
He was working at the very beginning of the season, a lot. And so now he's kind of back at it a little bit.
He wasn't even on the list. Now he's in second place.
I forgot how to spell Johnny. Can you believe it? No, okay. Johnny is a heck of a cook. It's gonna be a race to the end.
It's gonna be a horse race. It's gonna be tight, a photo finish.
Because there's other guys that are in there that
Scott
are coming
Lidley,
after it too. Yeah.
If he does the trifecta this upcoming weekend, he could be in the hunt.
Scott's got like 4 second place, I think. The guy is just
second.
He's very
and he has
consistent.
an all-out win too. So.
Yeah, and a win. And,
Gene the Machine, fourth place with 65 points. So he is 1 point away from Scott. And then there's a little bit of a gap. And then fifth place is Kenny Meeks and Ed Falder.
Yeah, I missed that number. They're actually tied for fifth place, Big Ed and Kenny. And then Justin Billings.
Yes.
He's hanging in there. He doesn't cook that many events. He's just consistent.
He is. He's had a good run. And Joe.
How about Joe Castillo? His first real year of, cooking quite a few events. He cooked last year some, but he's coming at it, and he's in the top.
Mr. Hospitality. He was the guy that won People's Choice at the championship last year.
Yeah, he got People's Choice last year. And then this guy is on fire. He's the one I'm watching right now to see what happens. Daniel? Yeah, Daniel Ear. He has won back-to-back events. I think he won lacrosse and he won in our first
Omaha,
South Dakota event.
And South Dakota.
Yeah, so he's on a roll. He's got 47 points. I think he's cooking this weekend, too. I'll have to verify. But anyway, he's good.
Alan Newton's at 10th place with 43 points. So Alan's dangerous. He can win in any event. He's, one win would put him up into fourth or fifth place. So.
Yeah, and he's cooking Shreveport. I saw him sign up today. And then guys that are right there on the bubble, 1 point out, you've got Mark Beaver. This guy chases it all the way from, he lives in Colorado, but he's got points in Texas, Kansas, South Dakota, Nebraska, and I'm not sure where else. Texas, yes. He's got them in 5 states that I know of. He's picked up points along the way.
Yep.
So he's driving all over.
And Chuck Evans, he's been on a roll.
Yep, he's same points.
The name that's missing is the Rapolos.
Shauna is just outside there. I want to say she has 41 or 40, somewhere around there, but she's just on the outside. She's cooking this weekend in Shreveport, I know.
Do you have the bubble list?
I do. I have everything but money. So these guys, you want me to explain that?
Sure. This confuses everyone, so it's good to...
So if you're looking at the list, it's on the website, and the names that are green are already qualified by either winning or they were second place and the winner was already qualified. So they get to come to the championship. So if you take the pre-qualified out, which are the green guys in green, your guys in yellow are your next 10 in line to get the wild card spots or the at-large spots, however you want to phrase it. But Joe Castillo at 48 is actually leading that section of it. So if the season ended, these 10 guys would be in the championship.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Somebody couldn't get it last week. But Joe Castillo, Alan Newton, Chuck Evans, they're all up there, in the regular points. But they're definitely leading this. And then Jonathan Roger has 39.
Shannon Ernst.
Where is Shauna on that list?
Shauna's missing. I thought that was unusual.
She's on somewhere here. Keep reading, I'll pull it
Okay. Fifth place is Brian Lewis and Larry Dolan.
Yep.
Then Christy Murphy, Jeremy Holmes, Bobby Stewart's on the list.
Yeah, Bobby's still hanging on there.
Brett had a good conversation with Bobby today.
I got to have a conversation with Bobby Stewart today. It really warmed my heart. And
he will be back on the circuit in about 8 more months.
Anybody knows Bobby, he's doing okay. And he's actually, the one thing he asked me was, Brett, how are the points looking? Who's in the lead? So it felt like I was doing a radio show with him. I gave him all the updates and told him who's doing what. And anyway, that's enough. We do miss you, buddy. Shauna is actually at 41 points. So she should be on that next 10 list. Yeah.
She would be right below Chuck Evans. She's 1 point behind Chuck.
And Poncho and Lefty. So I did a really great job with this wild card list today.
That's why we look at these things. So our apologies to the folks that we left off the list. We will get this updated.
I'll get that updated and reposted. Dang it. All right, well, welcome to SCA.
There's one other thing. There's an app now I believe you can get for your phone.
Yes.
Explain that.
Okay, this Ribeye radio show, we're doing it as a podcast now. So there's an app on the iPhone, at the iPhone store. You can get it. It's called Ribeye Radio. And the new shows will just show up on your phone. If you have an Android, there's also a Ribeye Radio app. You can listen to it on YouTube. You can go to iTunes and subscribe to our podcast. It's in iTunes, but really that app is the easiest way to get it on your phone. And then what you can do, it's a half-hour show. You can listen to it on your way to the event.
It's a good way to keep updated, and as you can see, it's a good way that we keep ourselves updated by talking about these things out loud. So, we're on the dog days of summer. It's been a good season.
So far, so good.
We're talking to a lot of folks about next year. It's really exciting to, next year we could probably be at 175 events, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Well, and I don't know what I was going to say. I was thinking about all the different events and everything coming up. Anyway, this weekend's going to be a blast. We'll be on the road. Hope to see you guys at events. Got anything else, Kenny? I think we're pretty close to wrapping this up.
Please feel free to contact me or Brett. My number's on the website as well. Brett gets the majority of the phone calls, but I certainly will answer my phone and help out.
Thank you guys for listening. We will talk to you next week.
And again, happy 4th of July.
Take care.